Alright, this week I'm going to start off by asking a couple questions. First off, are you physically fit enough to save yourself? And with being if you're a parent, are you physically fit enough to save your child if the case ever arose? Those two things should be scary to you. If you can't save yourself if the situation ever arose, let alone your kids, that should scare you. If your kids were in danger and they relied on you to be able to physically save them, on perfect example would be an oncoming car, and you would have to sprint to be able to save them and get them out of the way of an oncoming car that's careening out of control. So this is why you need to make yourself the priority. So again, that shit should scare you to the point of taking action. Because if you're not physically fit to be able to do that, then the question you should be asking is okay, what's wrong with me? Now, however, does that make you necessarily a bad person? No, it just puts you in a situation where you need to take action. So this is why what you need to do is coming across with the 7 pillars is starting off with your community. You want to surround yourself with people that aren't going to sit there and sugarcoat oh, you're fine just the way you are, everything's perfect, you don't need to change. Look, I just asked you a question, if the answer is no to are you physically fit enough to save yourself, let alone your kids, then that's pretty much the position where you need to oh hey, look, I need to take action. I need to get rid of these people that are just holding me back. So that's your physical community. The same thing goes with this good old little phone and everything that we have for your digital community. Are you surrounding yourself with people that are in a sense motivating you, getting you up and ready to actually conquer not just the day but your life, and getting yourself in a position where you, like I said, you can save yourself and your kids if the situation ever arose. The great thing about the side effect is you're also setting that positive example. Hey, look, while everyone else around you is making excuses and basically treating themselves like shit, you are one of the few people, you are the anomaly of someone that's getting after it. Now, the second one is nutrition. Are you like everyone else and just sitting there stuffing your face with all the garbage that's out there? Or are you eating actual food? That's what nutrition is all about, is eating food, not the garbage out there. So of course there is the whole concept oh well, I need a cheat day. Cheat days are going to fuck you up. For instance, you could be crushing it Sunday through Friday, and keep everything all locked in and everything. You have a cheat day, you in a sense those mukbang videos that where you sit there eat 10,000 calories, you just undid the whole week's worth of progress you made in just one day. So that's why you need to get rid of cheat days. Now, if you are someone who absolutely needs a cheat meal, or maybe you have again, Sunday through Thursday you're crushing it and everything, and then a Saturday, okay, maybe you have a candy bar or maybe one donut or whatever for a cheat meal or whatever. But the great thing is about making progress is eventually you'll get to the point where you look at this stuff and why do I even need a cheat meal? Because I'm continually improve, and that's just getting me in a sense a psychological backstep and everything. So I was well, I don't need that cheat meal. But people like David Goggins does have his cheat meal and everything. So you might be someone that does in a sense need it and everything. But you could follow suit with a lot of people and realize, myself included, oh hey, I don't even need the cheat meal because all the food that I like to eat, I pretty much can eat on a daily basis, and I don't need the cheat and everything. So that's why you need to get your nutrition in check with pillar 2. 3 is training. You need to pretty much to be able to not only save yourself and be able to save your kids if the need ever arose. This is why you need to do training. Now, is there anything a perfect training program? Not really. There's only the one that gets you active and gets you physically fit and everything. And of course, you got to get out of your head the notion that you're going to be the next Michael Jordan or the next Joe Montana or Tom Brady or the next elite athlete. What you need to get is like, I need to train to be the best version of myself, so that way I can, if the need ever arose, save not only myself, my kids, my family, my friends, my loved ones, and be able to set that positive example. So instead of like trying to chase like some next to impossible goal of becoming the next elite athlete, become the elite version of yourself, so that way you can set that positive example with your training. 4 is recovery. So like you want to, in a sense, this covers spacing out the types of workouts you do. So like for instance, like you run the Boston marathons. It's usually in April, and so like say you run Boston marathon, or like say you run a marathon today, 26 miles. You wouldn't necessarily go out and run another 26-mile marathon tomorrow. You want to space out your workouts so you're, in a sense, giving yourself enough time to recover from those. This also covers making sure you're getting quality sleep and you're getting hydration, instead of just like sucking down those energy drinks and everything. You're drinking water. And now, getting back to like the cheat meal, if like you need something like the cheat with hydration, drink tea and or black coffee. Now, like you might be someone who puts creamer and sugar and stuff like that. First step is to get rid of the sugar with coffee if you do need that like cheat drink or whatever, and then wean yourself off the creamer. I mean, it took me about a week or two to get used to drinking black coffee, but like now I haven't looked back, and like I drink black coffee all the time for myself and everything. So that's, in a sense, my cheat drink or whatever. So that's also, like I said, covers hydration and you sleep, in that you want to make sure you're getting a good sleeping schedule. Now, if you have like a crappy night of sleep here and there and everything, yeah, you're going to feel it the next day and everything, but like it's going to be that one of those minor speed bumps in the long-term success, and because you'll have like everything down to a pass. So like oh, like I had a crappy night of sleep on Sunday, but it's now Saturday and I've had great sleep the rest of the week and everything, so it's just like basically speed bump. 5 is like your mobility. So you do static stretching, dynamic stretching, yoga, so you can basically, in a sense, be able to move. Pick up like toys from your kids, pick them up, and like being able to like bend and move, and be pretty much being able to move like a human. So that's where mobility comes into play. And so it can, in a sense, substitute for your training as well. So like maybe you did like you did 3 days of lifting, like doing like the push-pull legs split or whatever, and you've been crushing it. You feel kind of sore. What you can do now, instead of like, oh well, I got to go back to lifting or anything, take a day like of training and do like an hour-long yoga class or something. So, and of course, it does add into the effect of like recovery as well. So that's where like mobility comes into now. Pillar 6 is the mindfulness. It's good old mental health and everything. So this is a key component, in that if you need professional help with whatever is wrong is going up in here, then get professional help and everything, because you could do all the previous 5 great, but if you're still screwed up in here, yeah, you're probably going to fall out like kind of like go for every step you take forward, you're probably going to take 2 steps back type of deal. So if you're someone who needs professional help, then get it. If not, get it and see where you stand and everything. So that way, like, oh, okay, and you go into like a therapy session or whatever, you get ideas. So that way, oh, okay, so I can like sit here, do journaling, I can do meditation, like I can do these other things. I can, oh, well, yeah, I can go out for a half-hour walk and like be able to clear my head and everything. You get the tools of the trade, so that way you can take care of this along with your physical fitness and everything. So now, pillar 7 is consistency, and this pretty much ties all of that together. So like it's great if you do that stuff for 2 weeks, but it doesn't really do you any good if you take 3 months off. So to pretty much tie everything all together, if you do these 7 things, you will see success over time. Now you got to get out of the notion that like results are not Amazon Prime. They are not delivered overnight. You can't do these quick fix like 30-day challenges and everything. So like, yeah, you could sit here and do a 30-day challenge, kind of like spurts here and there, but you want to make sure day in, day out, week after week, month after month of doing the 7 pillars. So that way, when 5 years pass, I mean, they're going to pass anyway, so you can either not do this stuff and be in that much more negative position, or you can do that, like the 7 pillars, and look back and be like, oh shit, look at all the progress I made. I lost 100 pounds, for example, or oh hey, I also lost. Not only did I lose 100 pounds, I gained 20 pounds of muscle and everything, and I feel a lot better. Like I'm able to be active with my kids. I'm more active in the community. I'm able to, in a sense, be a part of the community and start helping other people. And so that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, you got to be self-sacrificing and everything. That's how you be self-sacrificing, by putting yourself first, by making yourself a priority. So this is why you've got to ask yourself, am I physically fit not only to save myself, but my kids and or friends and family if the need ever arose? So if the answer is no, that should be a scary proposition for you to take action. Now it's going to be like a long journey, but it's going to be well worth it in the end. So pretty much what you need to do is you need to get started now before it's too late.